Okay, good. Because the first thing I would like to tell you, when you have your word, there should not be any red bar on top that asking you to activate. So if you have that, basically you have yet to activate your Microsoft Word. So please do so. For your information, IUM do provide the original copy of Word. Okay, you have to activate it, and you can have a clean sheet, something like this. Don't bother about those extra extension that I added. So that one is not really important. That's just additional thing. If you this is using this is using Mac, so the layout may not be exactly the same, but you must, for example, like Word, I think. So you might have icon or something to show that you are already registered, yeah. But that more important is that there should not be any red lines asking you to activate. Okay, now. So this is the Word that we have the layout. So when you open up your page, it appear like this. So first and foremost, my tips is that when you want to write, I really encourage you to open up two things. One is the style pane. Second is this toggle action or toggle marks to show your formatting marks. They say the golf club kind of thing. So this is the one that will show you the exact action of your word. So those are the first two I like. That's my personal practice. I will open up the style pane. This is style pane, and this is the previously was called toggle button. Yeah, basically to show you the mark that you are using. Okay, this one you will show all the actions done. This is the style that you will apply for your Microsoft Word. So I'm trying to share this bit first. For some, you might already know about this, but I will give very generic kind of tips. All right. So this is to show the action. For example, let's say kita tak buka, we don't open this this toggle up this icon over here, and you start to type. Let's say the first paragraph. Okay, whatever you type, and then you put the second paragraph. Okay, and then third, and then let's say fourth. All right. So if you show this mark, it will show exactly what you have done. For example, like this one, you have all the line break. This is line break, line break, line break, line break. And you can see here, this is space bar when you enter the space bar. Some people, when they want to align, they will try to do space bar like this because they want to align. They want to align. Try to align, let's say, two lines. They try to align using space bar. Maybe they try to align again using, let's say, another word. Align again, whatever words. So they are trying to align using space bar. So first tip for me, I'm going to give very random here. As I go along, I just show you some tips. So this one to show you the space bar that you're using to align the words from first line to second line, things like that. So this is not the correct way for you to align the lines, the paragraph. It's not the correct way. If you want to align, you should be using tab 1 and then tab 2. This is the correct way. You can see the difference now. This one is using space bar, this one using tab. And some people, they mix, they try to align. This is wrong. So now you are combining two methods to align the line, to align the text. So one, if you disable, you might not be able to see. So as if everything is good, everything is fine. So then you still looks good, still looks correct, but it is not correct because you are using different method. Why this thing happened? Why is it suddenly this one is okay? You can align. because at the moment you are using all the same text and the same size text. Because of that, you might be able to align using spacebar. But if you use combination of text size and text font, you might not be able to align accurately. So first and foremost, very important for you to align using a proper tool, which is tab. Right? So the first thing very important that we use the tab to align. So those are the first thing. Okay, now anyone, please do ask me any question if you have. Yeah, if you have, please do ask me any question straight away. If not, just as if I'm talking alone. All right. So this is aligning the text. All right. So this is one I would like to share with you. Do not use the combination. This happened because especially for lecturers, when you prepare what? Prepare the questions, MCQ, for example. When you want to align the one is the main, the stem, and then the options, and then the answers. All right. So you have to difference. So before that, I will show that later how to do a questions using Microsoft Word, how to set the format. But at the moment, I'm trying to show you so that you are familiar with this button over here, whereby you are showing every action that you are doing. So those are very important. First of all, make sure that you enable this button over here, so that it will show you what you are doing. So those are very important. Okay. Any questions so far?
Welcome, Prof.
Salam.
I have question, but I think it's pertaining to the ruler.
Okay.
Atas tu. Sometimes, okay, let's say we indent it to the right, kan betul. If we want to move everything a little bit to the left, sometimes it's like a letter L appear kat ruler. Sometimes if we click, what's the L refers to?
That is the tab point. How many tab you want? For example, like okay, let's see. This is first one tab, right? This is second tab. So I can align this, let's say, to put like this one. See, this is where the next step should be lah. So I can have, for example, another one like this. So I can realign. So this is the point. This is how much the point. So I can remove this line. I can just simply drag and release. So again, I will repeat. Let me show you. Let's say, okay, we have this. Okay, what is the best example to show you the use of the line? Let me. I can really figure out the example here.
Contohnya like table, Prof.
Itulah rasa nak buat table ni. Sebab table.
Tapi selalunya table tu dia tak letak dalam table, tapi dia maksudnya kolom yang pertama tu something, and then kolom yang kedua tu something. Tapi
okay.
Form.
Okay. Okay, this is an example of using table in Word, right? So I hope you know how to insert table by now. I think everybody know how to insert table, put table, and then you decide how many column you want or row you want. Example, I'm showing 3 by 3 table. So this is the table. Okay. So okay, one of the, before I answer Fadli's question, I think along the way I will show you Fadli, but before that, with regard to the table. Okay, with regard to the table, many people when they put a table like this, they will write, for example, like first line, let's say line, whatever they write that one, and then they click enter, then they write, and then okay, that's another one thing, and then inside this one also, when they write, for example, they want to include. Okay, when they want to include another, for example, like they want to move to the side, so they will use this button, space bar. 1, 2. Okay, can you see here the difference? One, of course, this one coincidentally I put down the same tab numbers. This one I have the tab. You see here, that one tab. This one don't have. So yes. This is, if you enable this one, only you will show the difference. Okay. So if you want to make sure everything the same like that, okay now, but this is wrong. I will answer Dr. Fadli punya question later, yeah. But then I want to make sure that I want to show example of this one first. So now again, this one is wrong because you are using space bar to align, because space bar might not be accurate to align. So if you want to align inside the table, you can still use tab. But the problem is, if you click tab, it will not going to move the line because you are now working inside a table. So tab alone may not be able to move. There are few ways. One is like Dr. Fadli mentioned just now, you can highlight these two and then you can move this arrow here. You can move. You can move inside the table. But this is not using tab. You are using, I'm not sure what is the call. This is margin, left indent. You are using the indent. You are not using the tab here, but you can still use the tab. How to do that? You look, control, not control tab. I think control tab. You just put your cursor behind before one, and then you put control tab. You see that? Put your cursor before two with your fingers, control, and then tab together. So it will then move. It will then able to provide using. I mean, you can allow you to use tab inside table. Control and tab. You have to use two key buttons, combination. All right. So then if you want to, you see here, I have to move this table because it is not enough. If the table is small like this, it is not nice. So if I want to align this, so this is where I can adjust the tab. I can make it a step smaller. Just click this indent icon. Just click anywhere on the ruler so that it will adjust the indent distance. I repeat. So this is as if the indentation is too much. It's too far away. So it make my somehow inside the table is not so nice. So I want it to be nearer. Number 1 and 2 here to be nearer to the left margin, I would say border. So I just move my mouse on the ruler up here, and I can decide which one I want. And I can always move this one. Just click the indent mark, and then you can just adjust wherever you want. So that's how you adjust the indent distance. So the indent distance also applicable like here whenever you have indentation. So you can, this one is not by default, there's a distance for it. How to access the default, how do we know the default distance is available in format and paragraph. And then if you go to indent and space, sini, line and kat mana ni? Can't remember where it is. Okay, this one, under tab, you see that default stop is 1.27. So that will be the default stop. I repeat again, how to get to that one. I'm using a Mac here. I'm not sure. I hope you can access the same tool list. Under format, you go to paragraph, and under tabs there, if you click the tabs, you will see that the default stop is 1.27 centimeters. So every indentation, every tab is 1.27 centimeter by default. So if you don't really specify on the ruler, it will have 1.27 centimeter distance between one to another tab. So if you want to adjust, just put your mouse, put your cursor on the ruler and adjust. So you can adjust the distance. Is that answer your question as well, Dr. Fadli?
Yes, Prof. Just one more question.
So basically, if you know this, do you have to click so many tabs or not?
No need, only one.
No need lah, only one.
But
so
will that apply to another paragraph? For example, we make a paragraph, and let's say will that apply to another cell?
Yes.
For the okay, it will be there.
With one condition, you see, I put my mouse here, my cursor here, and then I press enter. Therefore, this line here will follow the previous format. Okay. However, if I click my mouse here, the cursor here, I click enter, it won't follow. If I click tab, the tab will be there, not the one that you adjusted. When you click enter, again, be careful where you put your cursor. No, I put my cursor in test 2. After that, if I click, you guys really need to learn how to mute when you enter lah. Okay. So when you put your mouse here and then you click enter, it will inherit the previous format. So when you click tab, so it will inherit that format previously on the previous line, which is that is the whatever distance that you set previously. However, if your cursor in tab 3, test 3 there, you click enter, it will not inherit any previous format because there is none in that line format. So if you click tab here, the distance is the default 1.27 centimeter. Got it? Okay, any other question so far?
Thank you, bro.
Okay, I don't have any syllabus, tak ada. Kalau you ada question lagi senang for me to guide you. So you have any specific questions? Alright. Ada question with regard to tab regarding ruler here? Okay. Now I'm going to the table. So many people do this. Actually, I don't really like this one. For example, like when you have in one cell but 3 lines. Unless you are aware that you want that. The problem is that, for example, like we do review lah. We do review. Let's say we open table. Table saya. Table design. Layout. Table layout. I add another table above. So this one, I remember when we do review. This is current. This is new. Okay. Curriculum review. This is the item. And then you start to type here, and then you type here, and then you try to align this line for this item. This, okay, let's say I put make something like this lah. A line A, line B, line C. So you want to create one item on the new column side to be, let's say, side A. I just want to change a bit. And then what if this side A is very long? Okay, and then you got a problem. So what you do? You click this one. So that, and then you start to align. For example, like this one is side B in response to line B there. So and then side C. Okay, normally what people do? If they disable this one, they won't see it. Okay, I will adjust this one. They said adjust, and then they will adjust. Okay, looks nice, right? Looks okay. Line A is that's aligned with the side A, and then the response line B and side B response line C. Looks nice. It is not nice. It is not nice. I don't like to do this because why? Once you add another line here, what happened? This line also move, and you may have to adjust there. So this is just 2 cells side by side. What if you have 10 pages of like this? Everything will move when you move, isn't it? If this is 2 columns and do the whole column for 10 pages, if you move on the first line, everything else will also move, and you have to adjust one by one. This is not smart. This is not smart computing. Therefore, it is advisable for all of us to have dedicated line for each point. How to do that? Because you have done it. You have done like this. Do you need to create a new one? No, no need. We go to is it table design? No, it should be a table layout. Okay, betul, table design. You go table design. You can see here this button here over here. You have border, painter, and then the border itself. So what you can do is to add invisible line. So first you choose your border. So I'm going to choose. Is this betul lah this line kan? No, not this one. Let me. I can't remember. Wait, yeah. betul lah. Then table design. Okay, I choose my wait. Oh, here, this one. In the pen style, I will choose no border. And then I will click border painter. Wait, yeah. Wait. Bukan ni. Mana lah? Can't remember. I want to paint. Cannot. Okay, draw table. Okay, I will draw a table, but before that, I have to make sure that I don't want any border. I will draw table in table layout. Draw table. Okay, so I will just have a line like that. Just draw a line like that. You see the line there, but actually you are not really seeing. Sebenarnya they won't print any line. You see the line because you enable the view grid lines. I repeat. I don't want to make this too fast. Okay, I repeat again why this thing need to be clean. So this is not the way for us to have have a side-by-side columns, that one column, what points in that particular line refer to another line to the other side. Most people simply just add in the line here. For example, like this one, just add. Let's say this is D, side D, for example, and then the description. So here, what normally people do is simply put some enters and then line D, so that they try to align D here and D here, C and C, B and B, A and A. I mentioned here that is not the correct way for us to use Word to align our text inside the table. Because why? Imagine if we move, let's say side B here, we move, you see what happened to this side C is already mal-aligned, not aligned anymore. So what you have to do, you have to go up and delete a button perhaps, so that it align again. So my advice, instead of you doing like this, we create dedicated line for each object or each line, but the line should be invisible so that only you know. So when you print, there won't be any table or line or border seen, because you want it not to be seen, the border. So how to do that? I said add individual line. How to add? We go to first to layout, and we go to table design. We choose no border. This is the line style. You choose no border, which is there is no special format for the border that you are going to draw. Basically, no border. Okay, and then you go to table layout, whereby you will see this draw table icon. You click that. Be aware about this button over here, whereby it shows view grid line, meaning you will be able to see that line regardless whether invisible or not. It will guide you. Okay, click draw table just now and just move your mouse, click and hold and just drag to across the columns. It will normally align for you to the grid. There's an invisible grid here. And when you release, align form. You do the next one. Align form. You do the next one. Align form. Okay, now I will complete this task first, yeah? I will go back to home. I will enable this button. Okay, I will try to do a clean up here, you see? Okay, let me show you. So now, as if there is nothing here, but still you can have a space over here. Why? Why you have a space? Because you have a break mark there. Because that's why you have a space. If I remove this mark and I remove this space as well, you can see that they are now very close to one another. Similarly, like this one and this one. So it will then, this is I consider this as clean, because you don't have unnecessary action mark, because you will end your action here. There is no additional action down there. This is space. This is line break. This is another line over there. you don't see. Because if you click enter, you can see that everything moves. Okay, the best beauty part when I insert the line just now, okay, one of the reasons I said that why we should have individual line for each the two columns, because if you want to move one, it will not going to affect the others. In this case, even if I move this line, I add, can you see that this line side B and line B move together? So if you just only need to adjust to one side, to one cell, then it will also adjust the others column for you, because these two are linked by that line, invisible line that you draw. If you are confused because you are not able to see the line, so you have to go to table layout and show the grid line. So it will show you the grid line. But remember, when you print this, there is actually no line because we set no border just now. So there is actually not a printed border, but it is a border that is a cell, a line for dedicated site. Okay, now the other issue when what people want, why many would like to have, okay, let's say they want to space, they want to have a space between this line. What normally people do? Put enter there, put enter there, put enter there, right? Normally they will enter, they put a enter mark because they want to have a space. For example, like this one, they want to put current in the middle. So what they will do? Put a space before, put a space after, put a space before, and then after. That's how people do, right? Normally, normally they will do like that. So if you click this button, you see that there are actions, there are marks, bekas-bekas yang dia buat action dia. Sebenarnya tak perlu. You don't have to do that. So let me delete all these things. Okay, you want to have a space. What you have to do is you enlarge this area, you highlight, you go to, is it table design, table layout, table layout nah. Table layout, you go to table table layout. I always confuse with these two. You can see this button over here. Just align to center. That's it. It becomes center. If you don't like it to be align center, you want it to be aligned to the left side, but center, so it become like that. So you do not have to click enter to put your line in middle. Just enlarge the column. Okay, the point, if you follow me, my point is try to have very minimum action. So make sure all the text that we edit have a very minimum unnecessary action marks. So that's the point of me trying to show you today. Similarly, like in this box, if you want to have a space, if you want to have a space between this structure, remember like this one, you put enter just now. I don't like, I remove this enter, but I still want the space. How can I do that? I highlight all these lines. I go to layout. This is where you can have before and after space. You increase. So then you have a space. Do not use enter button. Use layout. This one we use in the table layout. So layout, you use this align these tools here. I do not know the names, like actual names. I know the icons meant for what. All right, I will stop here first. Any question?
Prof, tak jumpa draw table icon.
Draw table icon, draw table ni. Dekat table layout.
Table layout. Okay, thank you.
Table layout. If you go to table, this table design, you go to table layout. I have to click this continuation table because okay, there, because the screen, I make the screen bigger so that you can see. So in table layout, you able to see the action for table. So basically for table, there are two important tools under table design and table layout for table, right?
Okay, thank you, Prof. Very good.
Okay, so when you write anything, so try to avoid unnecessary action line. For example, like if not necessary, don't put. For example, like this one I think is very minimum if you want, but for me even that also I try to not to have this unnecessary icon here, unnecessary move action, because this serve for me no purpose. This one also serve no purpose, because if I disable this mark, I do not see, so as if these are all empty, but they have full of actions. That's if you are OCD like myself lah, with when you use Microsoft Word lah.
Prof, is it better if you use merge cells? For example, if you want to have different macam ni line A, line B kan, and then we just insert row below, and then the left side kita merge cells. But this one is easier kan, Prof?
Merge cell macam mana
It's okay, it's okay. I think this one is easier.
Because I started with the one line and then I expand into many lines. Yeah, maybe you started with many lines and you want to reduce, you can merge lah. Okay, any other question with regard to Word for this part?
We can do correction for the existing word kan?
Boleh?
Pindah.
Boleh. Tapi just now when you see the way how I do it, looks everything's very easy, right? Sebenarnya it is not. Sebab example ya, let's say I type something here and then I type something there. Let's say this one aligned to this line 1. Let's say I repeat again, and then suddenly I put another line and let's say okay, and then I put let's say line 2. Okay, so if you have something like this, you see that the line is not, this line 2 is not really aligned well with this description on the other columns. So in this case, if you align, let's say we use let's say a table layout, and then I want to draw a line. Let's say make sure my line type is no border. Okay, this set no border will maintain until you change. Okay, so I put still no border. I want to create invisible line. So if I draw, now it become very tough. If you put like this, oh, that one is okay. So if you, for example, like it can, for example, become like this. So you want line 2 to be here, but because of they are not aligned in the first place, so you need to do the correction manually. So which is you have to, okay, I must disable this icon first. So you have to disable this one. You have to copy this to this line, because now they are not aligned in the first place. This happens when you try to do correction for all the table. The table is not aligned properly lah. I do have some examples, but I don't want to show lah. Tak sedap lah tunjuk orang punya paper. So again, this one. So that's how you do that. Okay, and then I hope you understand the difference between this. This have 2 lines. This one also have 2 lines, but they are different format, because these 2 lines form after you enter a line break. But these 2 lines form because of not enough space on the other end. So it moves this warp, automatically to the next line. So this one contain the line break. This one do not have. So in terms of editing, you must. That's why I like to show this button, but not all the time lah. Sometimes it also looks very busy, so I disable it. If I want to check, then I enable it. All right. Okay. Any other questions for anything else that you want?
Prof, nak tanya.
Yeah.
Sometimes kita macam buat minit mesyuarat kan, memang kita set nak pakai Arial font, lepas tu kita ambil table lain paste kat sini, dia memang pakai font lain.
Good
Tapi bila kita
question.
select all, bila kita
Okay.
select all dan convert, dia tak convert automatically to yang kita nak. Then how
Alright.
to make it easy untuk dapat.
Okay.
Boleh buat one by one, sometimes dia tak ikut.
Okay, let's see. Saya tengok. Okay, saya ambil format ni. Ni format daripada ni WHO punya tulis ni. WHO punya memang dokumen original WHO. This how they do it. Very clean. Okay, let's say saya copy this button lah. Copy this button. Control C. I want to enter here. Okay, so font ni semua Arial. Kalau saya paste, so saya dah masuk Arial. Tapi kadang-kadang bila you paste, you tak dapat Arial. So mungkin default, you akan dapat original font dia. So cara yang paling selamat adalah bila you paste, keep text on only. So and it will maintain the text only. So it will not going to copy the format as well. I repeat, okay. Let's see. I go back to this document again. Saya ambil dokumen ni lah, ambil format ni. Okay, format ni ada this line contain the bullet. Okay, let me copy. Control C. So if I put here, I'm not sure whether the bullet is still there or not. You see, the bullet is still there. The bullet and as well the font also copied together because this is not a default body text. So if you want to paste only the text, you can, for example, like paste text only. Tapi font tu dia akan bawa lah font tu format lain. Tapi at least you punya font here is going to be to maintain as Arial. Alright. But this one, if you want to copy the original copy, for example, this one bullet, you must disable the bullet button first, then you copy. Only then you will not going to copy the bullet. Okay. So this one you have to manually delete the bullet. Oh, this one tak ada, dia tak pakai word dia. This one yang akan jadi kerja leceh ni bila format semua lari-lari ni. You must know how to delete. Cara yang terbaik nak delete everything sebenarnya macam ni. I want to edit, what I have to do, I have to go here and have to adjust here. I want to make sure that everything is okay. Everything looks quite manual lah sebenarnya. Sebenarnya the other way you can do is that if you know that your default format is Arial and align is 0, you just click clear formatting. You see here button here, clear formatting. So if your default font has been changed, you decide what font to use, and then you change the normal style page for all your document. If you know how to do that. So your default font is not Calibri. Your default font is whatever that you choose. By default, when you open your Word, your default font is Calibri. Betul kan?
Yeah.
So you have to change every time lah. But the other way is for you to change it permanently under normal template lah. But what I can teach you is that if you want to, so what you can do to make sure to change when you type for the very beginning, set the actual format. The normal here you have to change. So how to do that? If you type, so this is your preferred font. Okay, you change the font. Okay, I say I change the font to Times New Roman. All right. So what I will do, okay, only this at the moment, only this one is Times New Roman. The rest is Arial, right? So if I change this to update to match selection, everything change. Can you see it? Previously like this.
Tadi tu, apa Prof choose tadi, update?
Okay, sekejap saya tunjuk je. This one is okay. Now I change this. Okay, let's say by default you all using Calibri. Then along the way you want to change everything to Times New Roman or Arial, whatever font you like. So what you can do is you type first. There are two methods to do this. Either you just enforce whatever format you wrote, you type, or you change the style. So what I'll do is the fast track one lah, the shortcut. So I type whatever I like. Let's say Times New Roman, and then this is the font that I like. For example, I highlight this bit. I want my word current project here to follow this form and this format. Because whenever I select here, I'm not just copy the font or the size. I even copy the style and the spacing. The spacing is 0 and 0. You remember layout just now? 0 and 0. Spacing is 0 and 0. So that is the format of the whole line that I highlighted at the moment. So if I go here, so you go to the normal. Normal is the basic, the fundamental style of everything in your document. So if you go to normal, so you click this downward arrow over here, and you choose update to match selection. Update the style to match whatever that you selected. If I click this, the entire font change. Okay, now this is a simple line. What if I added the space? And then I updated the normal. So even the space now, even the space also become my normal style. So normal is the basis of most of the style that normally people use. In this particular word, this particular file that you open. Okay. That's how you change the style if you want. The other way, if you want to change the style, just now I just do one line. I apply that to the normal style. The other way is that I go to normal, I go to modify style, and then here also I can change. But this is a bit tedious lah. I go to format, I go to paragraph, and then I change, for example, the spacing before and after. To remove the space, for example, I click OK. Only then everything will be, the spacing now becomes 0. So there are two methods to change the style. One, you do first, and then you apply that format to the whatever style you like. Second, you go to the style itself and modify. Okay, let me give you some example. Let's see. I'm going to open new document now. Okay. For lecturers especially, you want to create MCQ questions, right? One best answer or those type of questions. So the first is the So now I'm going to show you how to use the style pane. All right. So the first is, let's say your dipanggil apa atas tu stem. So that will be the questions. This is the main questions, and then you have the first option A, the option B, C, D, E, and then normally you have answers. Answer A, for example. Okay. So how you format this? Okay, this is the stem. So I will highlight this bit. So I will then do the, I format it the one that I like. So normally we follow whatever rules that we have. So we bold it, and then we add a space. Let's say a space of 6 in between. And then we also want the numbering. Numbering pun satu isu besar. Numbering pun ada banyak jenis. So I prefer to use multi-level list. I have a reason, you will see later. So I choose the most common one is like this one, heading 1, 2, 3. I choose that bit. When I choose heading 1, 2, 3, everything changed again because this style is similar to heading 1. Since heading 1 is already, the style already fixed, so somehow words change to the style already available in this particular document. Never mind. So this, you can see when I highlight this particular line, I'm not sure whether you are able to appreciate this or not. This style, heading 1, has been also highlighted. I'm not sure, very subtle. You somehow you can see that there's a very vague blue line as well at this, indicating that this line is following this style. If I go my cursor to this line, you see that line, that highlight disappear. It goes to normal, actually. This one, if I highlight, it goes to heading 1. Here, if I highlight, it go to list, sorry. It go to list. List is here. I repeat, if I highlight this bit, it will show heading 1. If I highlight this part, it will go to list paragraph. So basically, Word is telling you what style you are using when you work on that particular line. Okay, now, I want this to change to Arial. And I want it to be bold, and the size is, let's say, 12. And I want to add the space. The space is, let's say, only 12 and 6, for example. Before the line is 12, after the line, this particular line is 6, and I want to change the color from blue to black. So this is my new heading 1. My new heading 1. So I want this style to be applied to heading 1. Previously, I told you there is 2 methods to do this. Since I already formatted this line, I will apply this format to heading 1. How to do that? I go to heading 1, update to match selection. So now heading 1 is following this style. So whenever you choose that style, this format will be applied. Okay, for this bit, for this subsequent line, for this part, I want it to be heading 2. So what I can do is, I just simply go to heading 1 here, and then I apply. Heading 2, apply. So this is heading 2. But heading 2 is not what I want. Heading 2, what I would like it to be, because the numbering is list. Okay, list. Not really multi-level. So I will click again this part, and I click this button. Sorry, I have to click this one again. The complicated ni. Wait. How to do this? How to make everything easier? I go again to multi-list. I have to go to, this is a bit complicated. Actually, I don't want to teach this, but okay, I have to now. So this line is heading 2, but I want it to be multi-level list, not just simple list. I will tell you, inshallah, what is the difference between list and multi-level list after this. So I want it to be multi-level list, all right? So I will need to custom this. I already highlighted it to be level 2. I go here. I choose define new multi-level list. Okay. This is a bit complicated. I'm going into this very tough bit of Word. All right. So so what level is the one that I'm editing? Level 1 or level 2? Okay, I repeat. Okay, I am highlighting this part. Right. Okay, let's say like I click this. I already changed this one to heading 2, but this is a simple list, not the multi-level list. This is a simple list. But let's say saya buat semula supaya you all nampak, so that you see the difference. I create another one. So this one number 2. So when I copy paste, because this is heading 1 style, the number change because this is multi-level list. But look at what happened to heading 2, which is list, not multi-level. What happened? It will continue the list from the previous list because this is a simple list or list paragraph list. So that's the difference between list and multi-level list. Multi-level list means for every level, you can have a different set of lists. But if you use simple list, it will continue the same alphabets like this one. What you want is this has to be A again, right? A, B, C, D, E, not F, G, H, I, J. Of course, you can also always do restart numbering. Of course, you can do that, but that is not smart. You want it to be automated. So now, how to do that? The way to do this is you have to format this to follow multi level list. How to do that? Okay, now, this is heading 1, level 1. This is, we are going to format this as level 2. This is going to be our level 3 format. So this is level 1, level 2, level 3. But the style is not yet formatted. Belum lagi. Kita tak format lagi style. Tapi our intention is this going our first level, and this next 5 lines would be our second level or heading 2, and this is going to be our heading 3. We are not yet formatted it. Belum lagi. So we are going to format. The only one that has been formatted is heading 1. But not heading 2, not heading 3 yet. Belum lagi. So now we are going to modify the heading 2. I told you there are 2 methods to approach to edit level, to edit style. Either you do it first and you apply, or you work on the style directly. Both are sama je. Doesn't matter. Alright? Okay, how to do this? Okay, which one you prefer? Okay, I think kita guna the second method lah, because you have not seen that one first. We go to heading 2. Remember, yeah, this one you want to edit level 2. Okay, now we select this level heading 2, and then we click modify style. All right. So come to the horror of doing the styling. This is quite tough. Ni under advanced word sebenarnya, but it is not so actually. Okay, now we go from the top. The name that will appear in this style pane is heading 2. You can see heading 2 there. This is the name. If you change to your name, your name will appear here lah. So this is whatever name that you like, but it cannot be the same name. So it must be unique. Cannot have the same style, same name for the same style, same for different style. You cannot have nama yang berbeza, nama yang sama untuk style berbeza. Cannot. So every style must have a unique name. So whatever name is accepted by Word. Batu kat sini, nampak tak? Style based on list paragraph. I told you that this is a simple list. We don't want this. So it should be, okay, sorry. At the moment, because you choose from here, so the numbering is based on this list. So it should not be the case, because dia macam inherit a format. So don't bother about this one first. And then they said that style for the following paragraph is normal. Okay, you have normal here. So bermakna if you click enter, the next line will follow normal, which is what you don't want, right? You want it to do what? I repeat, I'm not sure whether you understand or not what I'm trying to say. Kalau this is heading 2, susahnya my ada ni. This is heading 2, this is also heading 2. So if I put my cursor here, I click enter, do I want heading 2 or do I want normal format?
Heading 2.
Heading 2. So therefore, if under this modify style, when I click enter, the next line should be heading 2.
Heading 2.
Because you will have 5 lines of the same style. So you want it to be heading 2. Okay. And then you go to format and numbering. So, marah betul tu. Okay. So you go to numbering. Okay, I repeat again. So now we are going to modify the numbering. You go to format and numbering. So I want to focus on numbering. You go to numbering. Now, this is the style. Bullet, numbered, outline. Outline is similar to multi-level list and list style. Okay, we go to outline numbered. Remember this button that I showed you? This simple format that pre-formatted for us. So we click this button. All right. However, you can see that the format is 1 and then at the 1.1, 1. So this is a template of the formatted numbering. So we don't want that. We want the first heading to be numbers, but the second heading, heading 2, to be A, B, C, D, E. And the heading 3, we don't want any bullet. So we can do that. We highlight this format, the one that really near to whatever format we like, and then we click customize. This is where the challenge appear. Okay, how do we adjust the list? Okay, even though the one that we highlighted is heading 2, but at the moment, what you are doing is not only for heading 2. What you are doing is to customizing this particular box here, which consists of heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and many more headings, so that you don't get confused. I repeat, if you click customize here, you are not only customizing the number, outline number for heading 2, but you are also customizing the entire multi-level list. Okay, I click again this part. That's why when I asked you the question just now, what level do I want? Depending on this button. I'm looking at level 1. So level 1 is this button, this style, heading 1. Level 2 is A, B, C, D, E. So obviously this is not the style that we want, right? For level 2 now, heading 2, this is not the style, right? Not 1.1. What we want is A, B, C. However, you can see the style is 1.A. So what you have to do is remove the 1 and the dot. Only leave A there. Okay, and then if you seek for more options, you can see here, restart numbering after level 1. So this is level 1. So when it goes to level 1 for different items, the numbering ABC will restart to A again. A, B, C, D, E. This is what the effect that we want. Sorry that this is going to be very tough, yeah? Let's see what happens if I click OK. So at the moment, I only click 1, 2, 3. What if number 3 here? Number 3, I can remove totally everything. I don't want any number. So it remains without number. So at the moment, I'm going to adjust only level 1, level 2, level 3. Because this is level 1, this is level 2, A, B, C, D, E, and this is going to be our level 3. I don't have to adjust 4, 5, 6 because I don't have level 4, I don't have level 5, 6, 7, and the rest. I don't have. So I just edit 1, 2, 3. And when I click OK, can you see what happened?
We have to add the dot.
Apa dia?
We have to add the dot ourselves, is it? Because we didn't add the dot, that's why.
Oh yeah, okay. You want to add the dot, fine. Boleh. Okay. Just now, remember how I access the the outline numbered format? Access from here, right? You can also access from here. Tapi ni define leceh. Okay. Let this one. Kat mana? Kita one. This one. This is the one that we use, right? This is the one. So let define new list. You can also define new list, multi-level list. Okay, this is what you define right now, right? Okay, let's say Hidayah nakkan ada dot selepas 1. You type dot. And then you click OK. So you have the dot. So you can see that it will apply to all the style that already there. You only need to change the style and then the rest will just follow. But for answer 1 here, kita tak decide lagi the heading 1. So we can, for example, change. This is the answers. You put red in color normally, and then you may want to add the layout 6, the basket, for example, and then this is level. Okay, this one also you put level 3, so it will change the format to level 3. So this one, you can see that they will highlight. Okay, if you want to change the font, the alignment, for example, you can change. For example, like if I highlight this bit, annoying betul my correction ni. Okay, if I change this one, I change that one, and I move this, but this alignment as well. What I'm doing I only adjust for the first heading individually without applying the style. But if I select this bit, I apply again this format. You see what happened to number 2 there? Also change. So now what I have done is I have formatted this line. Okay, now what if I want to add new? Okay, remember that this part for number 3, if I edit the style, you see that the style for following paragraph is normal. We know that every time after we include or insert the answer, the next style is heading 1. Betul kan? Usually after we click enter, it will go to heading 1 because this is style for heading 1. So we can change to heading 1. Click OK. What happens is that if I click enter now, I put my cursor after A, I click enter, it will go to format 1. Similarly, for 1, if I change, immediately okay, now before that, let's say I don't want to change. Okay, if I click enter, do you think what kind of format will appear? If I click enter now,
Depends on what we said.
It will, normally normal lah. Normally normal. Defaultly normal. Okay. So if we set this one to heading 2, so if you click this one, so automatically A appear. So you can put your option. Why is it whenever I click from heading 2, it will also appear heading 2? Because we set for heading 2, the next would be heading 2. But do they know that after 5, it's going to be this different level? No, dia tak tahu. Sorry to say, dia tak tahu. So this one, what you have to do is you have to type your answer, for example, and then you click this button. Then only they change. Unfortunately, you can't do that. Okay. And then, oh, sorry. Enter, so it goes to the new one. So I thought I want to teach only the basic part of it, but it becomes very complicated now. It goes toward the style. But the style is something that actually help us to do our day-to-day kind of, if you understand style, so you understand many things about Microsoft Word. So any question you would like to ask me?
Sorry, Prof. If we copy paste, like if we import the MCQ, usually we do, right? We import from another document. So we just paste as text only and then apply the style. Or
agree.
So we have to apply manually lah each time.
Yes. Unfortunately, that's why we
terus tu magic like that.
Apa dia?
Import tak boleh magic terus.
Cannot. That's why we give the format to all the members of our department for them to use the format so that you can copy directly. But the issue is that you give the format, they still do a lot of things, and then the format lari lah. So you have to reformat again. So that's you can't really force. The only way you can do this is by applying a certain you design application lah. For your information, when I first joined UAE last time, for my department, that's what I do. We have what we call a question bank system. Question bank, we do have question bank. We develop question bank system where the lecturer only enter the item, the computer will format for you. So you can, for example, one stem, you can have 10 options, but later you decide what questions to put. I think now you have in iTalim, you can sort everything jumbled out. Now I think it's more advanced, but those days in 2003, that's what I created. But because orang tak nak guna those systems, so tak jalan lah. Dulu I created question bank system so that when they created the system, kita boleh recycle the question from question bank. You see, you resort everything. But now you have the iTalim, but I'm not sure whether iTalim is database driven or not lah. I'm not sure.
Prof, one question, Prof.
Yeah.
Yang ABCD tu kan ada huruf besar, capital. But if you want to format into the not capital, can we do that?
Boleh.
In the style? Oh,
Sama je. You
sama
go to apa, sama ada define list ataupun you go to this style, sama je. And then you go to apa, numbering balik. So this is level 2, right? So you customize. So level 2, right? So level 2. So you don't want pertama you want the format. Let's say you don't want capital A. You want it to be Roman, for example. Okay.
Prof, I tak nak jawapan dia capital. The first answer. Can lah?
Macam mana? The first answer?
Macam ni kan, the first tu apa, SDH, S tu capital. Because some of the question kita nak dia continuous je, not capital letter. Can it be done?
Okay. That bit I think by dia, if you do that, then you can disable that auto cap for the first sentence, but after that all your computer takkan auto cap lah.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you, Prof.
So if you do that, means that you can adjust. For example, like my normal layout is Arial. I don't like Calibri, so I set under that style. If you ask me now, because I rarely use it, so I have to figure out where I changed it. I can't remember actually. Kalau siapa yang tahu, let me know. I can't remember. I have to search around. It doesn't look nice if I search now. Okay, this is yes.
So we can set our own style lah.
Boleh. You can set, for example, you prefer Times New Roman, you can set Times New Roman. Ada orang tahu kat mana? I can't remember where I changed it. Seriously, I can't remember where I changed it. The format. There's a format where you can change the style altogether, but I can't remember because I just changed once only. So this is where normally you choose, and then if you review, for example, you can how to hide certain, that one later lah. You cannot learn everything in one sitting. I can't remember lah, Azrina, how to change that. I can remember because I do it only once in how many months.
Thank you, Prof. It's okay. So if we have our own style, every time we copy and paste, it will be automatically goes into our style.
If I copy like this, I copy to another file. That file do not have this style. So if I copy this style to that one, I just copy and paste. So it will also copy the style. But if you don't want the style, you copy but you paste as text.
Okay, so it will automatically follow our style.
Follow the destination punya format. If you paste, it will carry the source punya format. You just paste, it will also not only paste the content, it will also paste the format, unless you specifically want the content only.
Thank you, Prof.
All right. Any other questions?
Prof, I just wanted to ask, sometimes when we are collecting the questions, in between the questions, we like to write like who is the lecturer who gave these questions, right? So if just now we put after heading 3, enter will always be heading 1. So if I want to add like normal text in between, I have to manually type.
You create heading 4
to normal, right? Sorry?
You can create heading 4.
But then it's not after every heading. I mean, like sometimes the lecturer gives like five questions. So you write like Prof Jamal, and then these are Prof Jamal's 5 questions, and then it's like
okay. In KOM Tech Medicine, for every question we put the name. We don't put, for example, like, because sometimes we reorder the questions. So even though you send 5 questions at the same time, but when you rearrange, you order. So maybe your question can be split into different order. So at least your name retained lah. So my departments, sometimes they put, even last time under questions properties, we have not only the contributors to the questions, also difficulty level of the questions also we add. So that we know. So
your suggestion is make another heading specifically for every single question.
Yeah.
Not just like a group of questions. Okay, so say, I don't know, for whatever reason, I want to add a normal text in between a varied number of questions, right? So do I change it manually to normal?
For example, after A, you want to, if you enter sekarang, it will appear as heading 1 because you set
Yes,
after
already.
level 3 heading 1.
Yes.
So if you don't want that, okay, either you do it manually, for example, this one, because only occasionally you use normal.
Yes, yes.
So you just click normal.
Okay.
So we choose normal.
Okay. So
Without-
after the normal, bila kita klik, we have to choose manually balik lah.
Yes, yeah. Unfortunately,
Manual. Okay.
Word is not able to read your mind. Unfortunately, but once you are inside that the format, then they will follow the rules and regulation of that format. But once you are outside, they cannot just simply automatically jump into the style.
It will continue the numbering, ke, Prof? I'm worried that if I put something in between,
No,
then
No.
will it continue the numbering?
no. Yes, numbering will continue.
Numbering will continue.
Okay, this one kan. Example, even if I add few more, for example, this one also normal, you can see that the number is still maintained, right? If I add whatever number in between, the number maintained. Sebab they will rely on the header.
Okay.
So they will count based on header. Unless, a good question though. Unless this one, even though you tak nampak, this is actually a number. For whatever reason, the format remain, the number gone. So what you see is suddenly they skip 1 to 3 because there's a hidden number. Normally, it's very common when you put the content. Content kan, you're supposed to start with chapter 1, but suddenly it starts with chapter 2. So chapter 1 is somewhere there that you have not seen. So that one you have to go back and check lah. There's something wrong with the formatting. So nothing wrong with the computer. Normally is the people who format that doing it wrongly. Okay.
Thank you, Prof.
Style and heading is very complicated, but for administrators, you really will use this style. It's not only for lecturers who formatting the questions. This is how we automate the styling. That's why if you know the tips and tricks, so when you create the questions in your department, so if you share now, I hope at least if you are not the one who create the format, you know to appreciate not to change the format, so that at the end of the day, the coordinator easy for them for him or her to format again lah. So I think for our faculty, we do have certain format that we use during even started from Prof. Azarisman's time, but I'm not sure whether the department has changed it. But I remember that we do have a specific format that we use. There is no standard format for these, but we choose whatever we want to choose lah. Okay, any other question? Malik or anyone, you have any requests before we stop? I think
for the time being, no problem. Thank you, bro.
I want to show another one, tapi I think kita reserve lah bulan lain. I want to show the mailing list, tapi tak apa, kita guna bulan lain lah. I think just 1 hour and a half enough lah.
Oh, that one very good, Prof. I pernah terlupa. You ajar dulu.
Prof, excuse me. Sikit lagi berkenaan dengan table tadi tu, kita dah biasa guna copy and paste text only tu dah biasa, tapi one sentence macam tu. Tapi kalau kita the long table, kita nak copy and paste text saja, table tu dah hilang. So macam mana kita nak preserve, carry the table lagi, tapi text tu kita nak ubah kepada style yang kita tengah guna, font yang kita tengah pakai. Sebab biasa saya buat, saya kena pergi ke each cell tu, convert satu-satu. Kalau nak copy table banyak macam tu. Kalau nak paste text, dia akan hilang dah table tadi. Paste text only.
Betul. Oh, okay. Yes, you have to copy the whole table. Then you edit one by one.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Betul. So tak ada faster way, cara lain tak adalah, memang macam tu lah. Kena convert satu-satu.
Because you want the table and you want the content. The problem is that you want the table, you don't like the format.
Yes, betul.
Unfortunately, you have, if you want the table, you copy the table with the format, and then later you have to change the format lah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, any other question? I think I don't want to give too many tips. Just remember that part. And next, actually, sebenarnya 3.50. You want mailing list now?
Boleh.
Boleh? Or you want to stop now?
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Yeah.
Can I have one more tips? Since we are discuss about table,
Okay.
how do we merge two different table, Prof? For example, one document we have 3x3 cell table, and then another document we have 3x3, and then macam mana kita nak merge two table to in one document?
Kalau 3x3 tak ada masalah. Merge.
Bila dia macam bila kita paste, copy and paste, sometimes dia it looks like it stick together, but if we move the border kan, macam dia tak.
Okay.
Dia
Then you kena align-kan. Wait, let's see. Let's do another table lah. Let's see. Insert table. Table ni line sikit lah. Contohnya 4 table. Okay. So, for example, ni too much. Ni susah pula nak tunjuk example. Let's say this one is okay. This table. So now you want to merge these two tables. Okay, you want to merge, let's say this table also have content something, whatever the content is. Okay, you want to merge this table. So first we have to go to, first of course you have to delete this part because this part is not table, right? This one, because this is text. So if I remove this one, so you want to merge these two tables. But then, of course, obviously, you know that these two tables should not be merged because they are not the same. At least, I would say the column should be of the same number. If not, you have a problem. In the first place, why you want to merge tables which have different format, which is not really appropriate lah for you to merge. Betul kan? So normally table, when you want to merge, at least the columns should be the same. So in this case, you can merge, but doesn't sound reasonable for you to merge when the two table here has different columns, number of columns. Number of size, if different, is you can adjust. But number of column, okay. Let's say we try to copy. So we make it near. So this table is already merged. This table. Badly is already merged. Okay, now let's say I want to align this table to this line. So I can just align. So they are now aligned. So if you copy, you can copy this table. And then how about this line? If let's say I want to align this one, so this is already aligned. This is a different line already. So as if for this particular part, you have two columns for this part instead. You understand now? I already merged this table. If I insist to merge table with different size of columns, this is what happened. Okay, so I already merged. So if I want to merge this column, of course, the first thing that irritates me is the size of this column is not the same. If I believe the size should be similar, very easy. I just go to layout and I just go to distribute column. So now these two size is similar. If I want this all the columns here to be of similar size, I click distribute size. Oh, tak boleh. Kenapa tak boleh? Because this one have 3 columns and this one got 4 columns. So computer do not know how to have a same size when one is 3 columns, the other is 4 columns. So is that what you want, Badli? I'm not sure.
Yeah, Prof. Tapi from yang saya pernah buat, the one that we want to merge is the same column, tapi dia tak merge. I don't know why. Sometimes if we move the border kan, the cell border, the second table tu dia tak move yang the initial.
Okay, be careful with this situation. Wait. Okay, careful with this situation. Let me change a bit. Insert. Not draw. Design. Okay. Let me change. Okay, careful with this situation. especially if there is no border, you don't see. Okay. So there's a table here. You see, but you don't see it. But there is another table inside. So this is difficult if you want to align when they are nested table. So careful. So the tips is, first you have to show the grid lines so that you see every grid lines here. You see that this is a table. This is also a table inside. So this is a nested table inside a table. So how to know whether there's a different table? You see this anchor point here. Is anchor point for you to choose all the table, and here also they have their own anchor point. You see, so you have to make sure that they are one seamless table, not a nested table, before you want to edit. If not, then it's difficult for you to adjust this line to be similar to this line. Difficult. So you might have a difficulty because you might do that, but at the end of the day, it's difficult for you to adjust because you don't see that table. What of the reason lah? How that I have encountered before. So I'm not sure whether this is I can replicate what you have just now, but those are the things that I foresee the problem can be lah if people have sub table like this in their table.
Okay, Prof. If you want to merge, is there any button? Can I share my screen? Saya nak tunjuk
Boleh.
my problem.
Sure.
Okay, Prof. Thank you. It's like this, Prof.
Okay.
Can you see
Yep.
the now
enablekan button yang mark tu. Let me see. Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Enable mark tu atas tu. Enable the mark action button. Dah enable dah? Belum. No.
Toggle.
Toggle. Oh, okay.
Okay. Can you put your mouse on the anchor point?
Anchor point yang second table.
Okay. Right click. Tengok wrap dia. No. Kenapa tak ada whether this table is inline ke tak? I want to know where is the location of this table. Inline with text ke tak? Both are inline with text.
Oh, inline with text. Oh, dia kena check.
This is a bit different ni, yours.
Mana inline with text
Biasa ni kalau kita paste table baru kat bawah tu, bro, kan kena jadi sini.
Macam kita ambil second table kan. Let's say we have two tables. Let's say here. Let's say table lah kan.
Okay, let me control your screen.
Boleh, Bang.
Let me control your screen. Okay, paste balik. Okay, let me. Alright. Ni dah paste
Dah paste. Dah merge tapi this border dia akan move.
So you jangan okay, guna mouse je.
Okay. Silent. Mute.
Ya.
Boleh remote controlling
Boleh?
Macam mana
Boleh itu. Orang tu kena allow kan?
Boleh host yang boleh buat.
Host kena allow kan?
Okay, cuba check. Have I managed to merge your ni? Have I managed to remote?
Yes.
Kan? So what I did was I just align the line.
And then they will like macam dia macam klik masuk dalam dia punya line tu and then you can move lah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you just align the line. So and then you just align sampai dia bertemu. Sometimes you have to you try to align. Try to align. Okay. And then pergi atas pula. Line atas pula. Okay. Okay, dan gerak kan. Okay. Sebelah lagi dia belum cantum lagi. Yang kiri kanan dua line lagi.
Oh, yang ni kena buat juga.
Yes. Sampai dia dekat line ujung tu. Macam mana saya boleh je tak boleh?
Prof punya PC advance.
Tak ada
Dia
lah.
kena baca ni.
So the same style je.
Prof,
Buat lagi
masuk
yang line, bagi line tu kena. Line second third line, okay. Okay, now tadi. Okay, sekali lagi.
Ini masuk tepi.
Kalau tak boleh then buat atas pula. Okay, cuba jauh sikit. Okay.
Okay.
No, macam mana tak boleh ni? Let me control balik.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Let's see I can do this or not. I'm not sure. Saya tak sure lah Fariza sama ada boleh ke tak. Saya tak sure juga. Sebab saya biasa buat macam ni je tapi tak boleh dah ni.
Keluar dia punya laptop.
Dia macam ada line Prof, ada apa ni line tengah-tengah tu yang macam boulder.
Double kan?
Macam double.
Tebal sikit.
Macam mana Fariza? Mungkin Fariza boleh share kot. Fariza cakap tadi sama saya tak biasa yang tu. Cuba apa yang you kata? Macam mana?
Cuba tekan dekat paste tu, dia ada merge table.
Okay, try Fadli mungkin betul cara tu. You buat semula. Bila paste tu merge table, boleh ke? Boleh ke push merge table? Try.
Okay, saya buka yang baru lah.
Kalau merge ni macam.
So sekarang ni kita copy the first table.
Oh, kenapa you copy macam tu? You gunakan anchor tu. Copy. Right click, copy.
Okay. Yes, kan? Okay. Now we take the second one. Copy. Okay. Now.
Right click. Okay. Paste. Merge ada post merge. Ada merge
Merge table.
Try.
Okay.
Boleh. Betul ke? Macam dua ke? Okay.
Oh, dia ada. Okay. Kadang-kadang tak appear yang merge table. Okay. Merge table. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Fariza, saya pun tak tahu. Saya guna.
Prof, tapi dia still lari.
Lari sebab you pilih line tu. Nampak tu. Itu tak boleh. Faham tak? Sekarang okay. You see, do you see? You are highlighting two cells.
Okay.
So when you move, only those lines move. So you should.
Okay. Just now I was selecting the cell.
Yes. If you select that
ni.
particular cells, only that line will be affected based on your selection.
Okay. Clear.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So I think for me, I think cukup lah kot. 4 dah. So